If you could change any choice you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of the Inspired Choices Show, business optimization expert, Christine McIver.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Yes, I am Christine McIver. I am your host of the Inspired Choices Show here on the Inspired Choices Network. And tonight we have a really dynamic show, one that I'm super excited to talk with you about. It's actually something I haven't gotten into a great deal. And after you find out where this word first impacted me, you'll be curious as to why I haven't talked about it very often. So tonight we're going to be talking about the 7 stages of choice and the impact of choice and how the impact of choice and or not choosing has impacted me in my life and my business. And I'm going to share stories with you about clients and the choices that they've made and where it's led some of them. So if you are listening on Facebook, welcome. If you're listening in TikTok, welcome. If you would like to ask a question, if you would like to participate live, you can come over to inspiredchoicesnetwork.com/chat room, and there you will be able to participate in the conversation, and you can even join the live recording studio, or you can send me an email, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. So before we jump into the show, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a business coach. I'm actually a business optimization expert. I work with business owners of all levels to show them how they can really bring their business out to the world, optimize what they are creating, and how to show up with what's important to them and their expertise in a way that is fun and also prosperous. So tonight, I would love for you to lean in a little bit more, ask some questions about your business, ask some questions about the choices you've been making around your business, and also this show can be used for your personal life as well, all about choice. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing tonight. So making a choice involves more than you may think. And each stage of the choice making process is uniquely impacted in its contribution to realizing your ultimate desires. Becoming aware of the stages and understanding how they contribute to what you actualize will move you into choosing more effectively. Now, who doesn't want to have more effective choices? You'll begin to recognize which steps you are missing and be able to add them back in, allowing you to expand the impact of your choices, the choices have on your life and your business. So tonight I am going to share the essential stages of choice and guide you towards including them more easily in your creation process. So my show is called Inspired Choices. My business I started my own business in 2008, and my business has been called Inspired Choices since that time. And when I launched the network, Inspired Choices Network, it really was asking to have that name, to have the Inspired Choices in the name. Now, at first, I thought it was a little boastful and arrogant. And as I continued to ask questions and as I was working with my team around it, it was very obvious that this is what the name really wanted to be and the impact that it would make with these words. So initially, I didn't really get it, but let me tell you how I actually came to choose these words. I had been in human resources for more than 20 years. I was an HR professional, and I had climbed the ladder, and I got the accolades, and I got the salary and the credit card, and I was traveling and doing all the things you dream about when you're really rising up through your career. And I had really made it to that spot. And what was interesting to me is when I made it to that spot, I had to work twice as much to maintain that spot. And it wasn't as glamorous as it seemed. I was working around the clock, and it wasn't always a lot of fun. If you know anybody in human resources, it can be a real paper pushing, judgmental, only people come to you when they're dissatisfied role. And it actually became, I thought of it as a glorified cop role, because so many people would be dissatisfied with what was going on. And I had to discipline people, and I had to try to make everybody get along. It wasn't fun. After a while, it wasn't fun. And eventually what took place is I had a nervous breakdown. Now, today, I can honestly see that it was a breakthrough, because I was so determined to succeed that I wouldn't let go of something that was actually hurting me. How many of you have ever done that? How many of you have actually lost your job, maybe been fired or had a breakdown or just walked away because you couldn't take it anymore? And now you know that it is actually one of the best things that ever occurred for you. I know I have many clients that they've shared similar experiences, that that's what went on for them. And yeah, we have people in the chat room saying the same thing. It's amazing how much we are impacted by these jobs, but how these jobs and what's not working for us lead us towards what really truly is. And that, of course, is all about choice. So here I am. I no longer have a job. I am unemployed, and I am incredibly depressed. I'm very, very worried about my future. I don't know what's going to go on. And as I started to come out of that deep depression, I started to look at what it was that I enjoyed about that job. And what I really loved about that job was working with individuals to inspire them to go in a direction that brought them joy. And I loved being somebody's cheerleader. I loved knowing about their targets and cheering them on to succeed. And as I really looked at that, I thought, you know what, maybe I should be a life coach. Maybe that's what I should do. So I went and I got my professional training and coaching, and I started my own business. But before I actually hung out my shingle, I started to ask myself the questions about what would be a great name with my business. And I started to look at the area of my life that I was challenged with. And when I looked at the challenging moments in my life, and I looked at what really was holding me back and what ultimately I had to do, the word choice kept coming. Choice, choice. And I can remember saying so many times in my life, I wish somebody would just make a choice for me. I wish somebody would just make the right choice for me. I wish someone would tell me what to do and tell me which choice to make. And I really felt that I didn't have the knowing, that I didn't have the awareness, and I didn't have the ability to make my own choice, and a choice that would actually support me and support what I desired in my life. And so when I was really looking at naming my business, that word absolutely jumped up. And knowing that I loved to inspire people, those two words started to come around, and hence Inspired Choices was born. And today, when I am looking at making a choice, what I teach my clients and what I choose for myself is I'm always looking at what really speaks to me, what really pops for me. And most of the time I'll say, okay, what inspires me? And the word inspiration really means spirit within, right? So it's all about you. And when you're making a choice, it should be all about you. Because you know what, no matter what happens in life, you are going to be with you throughout your entire life. And so these choices need to be about you, and these choices need to come from you. You know, so many of us, when we're starting out, whether we're working for someone else or we're in our business for ourselves, we're looking outside of ourselves. We're looking at other people. We're looking maybe at our family. We're looking at the individuals that we surround ourselves with in our community or our business community, and we're looking at our friends, and we're seeing what they're doing, and we're looking at who's succeeding and what are they doing that makes them different than somebody else. And we often start to make choices that they are making, believing that if we do that, we will also succeed. Sometimes, but most of the time, it isn't really super fulfilling, and it actually isn't super prosperous. Because what's super important, it is the most important thing, is that it is connected to our heart and our soul, and that it really speaks to us. So it needs to be a choice that no matter what stage of that choice that you're on, that it will continue to contribute to you. And hence the 7 stages of choices. So that of making a choice. And that's why I really wanted to put this together, because as I looked at this, I thought, you know what? Most people think it's a one and done. You make one choice and then that's it. But there's so many stages of making a choice. And I know as you learn this tonight, this will contribute to you strengthening that choice and having to lift you up throughout the process of any creation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's a product, a service, whatever it is. As you make a choice and you still have the desire for that choice to succeed, these different stages will support you. So let's get into the first choice. So the first stage of choice. So the very first stage of choice is choosing to engage in the possibility within your dream. So how many of you actually have a list of desires and dreams, like your must-haves, your, oh my gosh, wouldn't this be amazing? One of our hosts here on the network, Candace, calls it an impossible. What's impossible that's so big that would be, maybe even too big sometimes, what we would even put on our list? That is a choice. That's the first level. So looking at those things that speak to you, that spark you, that go, oh my God, I don't know if I could do it, right? That is the very first stage of choosing, is being willing to look at those dreams, being willing to say yes to those dreams and start to engage in the possibility of those dreams. If you're not engaging in the possibility, how are you going to come to actually having it be fulfilled? There is a level of excitement, infusion of excitement that needs to be with every choice and with every stage of choice, that it continues to move you forward towards your desires. So if you've ever made a choice and then you went, this is really difficult, and you gave up on it, well, how disappointing is that? Have you ever done that? Has anybody ever done that? That you've said yes to something and then it got too hard and you gave up on it, right? I have found clients who have actually done that. And the reason that they often gave up on it is because it wasn't a big dream. It wasn't a big possibility. And again, it was a choice that they made that actually involved someone else who had made that choice before, right? And so they were choosing in favor of what other people have done and not something that really spoke deeply to them. So if you've ever made a choice, if you've ever, maybe you've chosen to work somewhere and you're like, yeah, it's a job, it's okay, but you're not super excited about it. Well, is that really your choice, or are you making a choice for someone else? So look at some of the choices where you are today with your business. Look at some of the choices where you are today with your relationships. Look at some of the choices where you are with maybe your living arrangements, or what country or what city you live in, or the things that light you up or used to light you up. Look at those choices and begin to be willing to say, does this really light me up today? And did it ever really light me up? Did it ever really light me up? Because a choice that's going to impact you, the very first stage is it should light you up. It absolutely should bring you to the next level of excitement, because that excitement is going to be the fuel to move you forward. All right, we are up to our first break of the show. If you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. You can join us at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com facebook.com/chat room. If you're in Facebook, we're going to be closing down Facebook Live. We're going to keep TikTok going. And I want to let you know that you can find Inspired Choices Network on your favorite on-demand podcast platform, Inspired Choices Network phone app, on also on Apple TV, Google TV, Amazon Fire TV, LG and Samsung Smart TV, and your smart TV under Binge Networks. We are on over 450 platforms. Just search Inspired Choices Network. All right, we are going to go to our first break. Stick around, my friends. We have 6 more stages of choice I really want to share with you. We'll be right back after this break.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Hey, my friends, welcome back to the show. Yes, you are listening to Inspired Choices with myself, Christine McIver, on the Inspired Choices Network. And today we are talking all about choice and actually the 7 stages of choice. And the 7 stages of choice are really something that I've put together over the years of doing my business and understanding what it actually takes to make a choice and then choose it again and choose it again and continue to choose it until it's successful and then continue to choose it beyond that. Choice is not just about making a one and done. Choosing is a continuous pattern, and that is something that I really want you to understand tonight. And we'll get into that a little bit later in the show. But when we were talking about, in the first segment, we were talking about when you're making a choice, it should be and needs to be all about you. If it's not about you, why are you choosing it? Are you choosing it to please other people? Do you believe that they are more successful than you are and that if you did it their way, it would be the right way? That's not the way it works. The way it works is to be inspired possibly by what other people do, but to really check in with you, to check in with you around your relationships, to check in with you around your business, and to make sure that when you are making a choice, it gives you that yes energy in your body, that yes energy in your gut, that absolute excitement starts to filtrate through your body and maybe even scares you a little bit. So sometimes, as we were talking about the first choice, that possibility that's within your dreams that maybe you make a list about, right? That sometimes those things on that list might even scare you. I've had different things on my list and they scared me. One of my things on my list was I absolutely, positively had to parachute in my life. I knew I had to do it. It was an absolute hell yes for me. And I did it. I did it in 2009, and it was absolutely outstanding. I have the video to prove it. And I did it with my son, and it was so exciting to do that. Now, will I ever do it again? No. Why would I do that? No, that was scary, but it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I am so happy that I did it. When I was up there in the air, it was such an outstanding feeling. Just really, you're hanging out there in the air, and to see the beauty that was all around, and to see the world, it's such a different perspective. It was one of my best and favorite choices I've ever made. I have made some really exciting choices. I made a choice to start my own business. That can be scary. I made it a choice to start a TV show. That freaked me out. I remember my very first TV show. I swear to God, my eyes were going crosswise, and I knew I was sweating. I figured I was probably shaking, and I was just like, oh my God, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. There's lots of choices that when we first make them, they're going to scare us. But you know what? You don't grow in the comfort zone. You don't grow towards things that are going to expand your life and your business when you're always choosing the easy way. And so choices, sometimes they need to scare the crap out of you. And that really goes along with our first stage of choice. So let's get back to our stages of choice. So the second stage of choice is a critical stage. It is really a critical stage, because you can't actually move from the first stage, which is the possibility, to actually actualizing all the way through until you do step 2. So don't skip this step. Step 2 is to choose to write down that possible idea. Write it down. Actually actualizing. That's a tongue twister. We got people in the chat room making comments if you're wondering who I'm talking about. So writing down, it's such an important piece. Write it down. The step around writing that down is, it actually, first of all, it goes from that nearly dream state, and it starts to go into your mind, into your brain. It starts to create a neural pathway. It's also your first stage of commitment with your choice, is you write it down. And this is the stage when you write it down, we're like, holy shit, do I want anybody to see this? Maybe I should hide this. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to tell anybody about this. Maybe I'll just, maybe should I throw this away? This is the stage where we start to kind of go back and forth around this choice. And I'm saying to you, what do you have to lose if you say yes to that choice? I'm going to say this to you right now. I say this at the end of every single one of my shows. And this is so important for you to understand, especially as we're going through these stages. I want to challenge you to stay with me to learn all the stages. And I want to challenge you to write these down. And I want to challenge you to follow through with every stage to really see the difference and the impact it can make in your world. But I want you to know this. This is very important. You can always make another choice. You can always make another choice. But don't make another choice because you're scared. Don't make another choice because you're judging yourself. Don't make another choice because you're worried about what somebody else thinks. Don't do it that way. Don't do it that way. Don't hijack your own joy because you're afraid. It's such an important piece to stretch yourself, to challenge yourself. If you want more in your life, if you want more in your business, if you want more in your bank account, if you want more happiness, you have to stretch yourself. You've got to do something different if you want to go from where you are towards something greater. You have to. And the only way that you're really going to move into a new level of prosperity and joy and happiness and pleasure is by really taking a big step. And so when something scares you, I want to invite you to lean into it. I want to invite you to really look at this and go, wow, this scares the crap out of me, but it's in my awareness. And what do I really honestly have to lose if I choose it? What do I have to lose? Right? If you still desire to grow your business, to grow your bank account, to grow the possibilities of relationships? Would you be willing to get vulnerable with yourself and be willing to stretch yourself, right? It's in those moments that those dreams start to be infused with even more excitement and even more possibility. And when you write down your dreams, when you write down these possible ideas, this is when you are also communicating with the universe. You communicate with the universe. I'm sure you've all heard about the law of attraction. It's a real thing, my friends. I'm not going to go deep into that tonight. But first of all, when you start to think about something, I want you to know that the minute that you think about something as a what if I chose this? What if I did this? That I want you to understand is that is your confirmation that that is available to you. It is available to you. If it comes back again and again and again, pay attention, really pay attention, because the universe is saying to you, we heard you. And when you write it down, you are then saying to the universe, I'm serious. I am serious. I'm ready for more to move in that direction. I'm telling you, when I started my business, in no way, shape, or form did I ever thought I would have a podcast. Did I ever think that I would have a TV show? Did I ever think that I would be the owner of a broadcasting platform? Did I ever think that I would have team members? Did I ever think that I would be a global authority? Never, ever, ever in my wildest dreams. I thought it would be really fun. You know, my initial thought was to have 4 or 5 clients a month, and that I would be coaching them and helping them to grow their business. That was as much as I saw. But when I started to dance with the possibilities that kept coming in front of me and kept popping, and I would go, what about that? What would that be like? What would that be like? As those started to come into my orbit, this is where I started to play with the possibilities and I started to write them down. In fact, I'll never forget, I had actually done a vision board, and there was a lot of things on this vision board. And it's so funny because I came across 2 of my vision boards that I had done in 2008 and 2009. And the one vision board in the top right-hand corner, it said Blog Talk Radio. And I had no idea what that was. And about 6 months later, I had a platform. Voice America actually contacted me and asked me if I'd ever thought about being on the radio. I didn't know what that would look like. I had no clue what that really entailed. But my God, what if that was the universe's way of saying, we hear you. We hear you. So when you're writing it down, play with the possibility that the universe is saying, we hear you. All right, that is step 2. Let's go to step 3. Step 3 is choosing to say yes to ourselves about the idea. So you've gotten excited, you've written it down, and then you read it. You read it again and again and again. And every time you read it, you're saying, yes, yes, I'm choosing that. Yes, yes, yes. You know what? You can write it down and then you can ignore it. You can write it down and you can say, yeah, that's never happening. You can write it down and throw that piece of paper away. It's a choice. But if you are willing to have your own back on your dreams, the third stage is saying, yes, yes, I am choosing that. Yes, I am choosing that. And the really wonderful thing that starts to occur when you really start to lean in to say yes, and you start to open up, as you're opening up, you're allowing more of the possibility and more of the molecules that need to line up to make this happen for you. You're allowing them to line up. You're allowing yourself to receive. When you say yes to yourself about the idea each day, you're allowing yourself to receive. And I'm telling you, my friends, most of us, most people have a very big receiving problem. A couple of years ago, I did two years in a row, I did 100 days, and this is a fun name, 100 days of up your ask, because most people are not writing things down and they're not asking for what they want. And as I went through the program, and especially through the second 100 days, what I discovered is that most people were not willing to receive. Most people had in their mind what they were capable of and what their world and their life and their business and their bank account would look like. They had decided what it would look like, and probably years prior, and they weren't willing to open that up and receive even greater. So when your dreams come to you, what if it's your higher self or the universe saying, you know what? I see something bigger for you. Do you know what? I hear you in your dreams. I hear you when you're watching other people. I know you want more. Would you be willing to open up to receive the more? What's going to happen if you open up to receive more? Is it a lack of belief that it's available to you? And maybe that's a show that we'll be doing soon. But it's in a very important stage that you are willing to say yes. How many of you are willing to say yes every day to your dreams? Are you willing to say yes to owning a house? Are you willing to say yes to having a beautiful love affair? Are you willing to say yes to having a happy, pain-free body? Are you willing to say yes to having a world where we really care about each other? What is your dream? Are you willing to say yes to your dream? Please do, because the world needs to be inspired. The world needs to see leaders leading in their own families, leading in their own communities, leading in their businesses, and really leading globally to change the world and to have a world that we know, the believers know, is absolutely possible and available. All right, my friends, we are up to our second break of the show. Please do come join us at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com/chat room, where we can engage and we can have a conversation all about choice. Stick around. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for joining. If you're joining live, you're welcome to come on over to InspiredChoicesNetwork.com/chat room. And if you're joining us on TikTok, thank you so much for joining us there. You can ask your questions there. And you can also send me an email, Christine at InspiredChoices.ca. Now, I want to tell you about one of my programs that I make available to every business entrepreneur who is looking to begin their business or to grow their business, no matter what stage they're at. So this program is called a strategic business package. And what that means, and I know it's big words, but what it means is we sit down and we look at everything that you've created, where you are showing up, and what it is that you need support with, and how we can really line your business up across all platforms, your website. We look at possibly a newsletter program. We look at a CRM program for you. We look at all the aspects that could really support you in your business and get that lined up, as well as you learn how to use those programs in an easy way. I love to assist in getting these things set up, and I love to teach as I go along. So this is not something that you would have to do again and again. This is a program that is created where we work together. It's usually about 6 to 7 hours that we work together, and we create this dynamic package so you really have a strategy on how to move forward and how to grow your business beyond where it's ever been. So do contact me. You can go to my personal website, inspiredchoices.ca, or you can email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. All right, let's get back into tonight's show. So we are talking all about choice and about the 7 stages of choice. So far, we have gone through the first 3 stages. Now, if you're just joined us, please do go back and listen to these first 3 stages, because each of these stages of choice build on each other. And each stage, in my experience, makes a quantum difference in the sustainability of your desires and the sustainability of what you desire to create as well. All right. So first of all, we talked about stage 1 is choosing to engage in the possibility with a dream. That's stage 1. The second stage was choosing to write down that possible idea, really committing pen to paper with it. The third stage of choice is choosing to say yes to yourself about the idea every single day. Saying yes, saying yes. And we do that to a degree. I'll give you an example. When you choose to show up at your job every day, you're choosing to say yes. Now, the energy that you bring as you are saying yes can have an impact on how that contributes back to you. So if you're dragging your feet every day going, okay, I gotta go to work, oh God, it's Monday again and all that, what is the energy of that choice? It doesn't sound exciting. It doesn't sound inspiring. And everything that's in your mind and comes out of your mouth, it's actually in your energy field more than it's in anybody else's energy field. So those choices of thought and regret, or, just heaviness, that's impacting you more than it's impacting anyone else. So I want you to think about that, right? But every day when you go to your job, or every day that you go to your business and you sit down and you begin to work, that is a choice. You are saying yes every single day. Every single day that you get up and you take care of your animals, that you're saying yes. Every single day that you get up and you take care of your children, you're saying yes. Every single day that you get up and you take care of your loved ones, maybe your elder parents, maybe people that you love and care about that are not blood, every single day, you're saying yes when you're moving forward. So what are you saying yes to that is contributing to you? What are you saying yes to every day that's not contributing to you? And would you be willing to start playing more with your dreams? Let's really step into this. If you say you want to have an epic life, and you say you want to have all of these things, it's within your reach, but you have to be strategic about what you are doing. Where are you focusing? And are you doing the work? Are you doing your personal development work to move you in that direction? I have been doing personal development work for more than 25 years. Oh, way more than that. Now that I think back, I started in my first business in 1983. I started in my first year. That was my first year in my first business. And, I was excited. And when you're in that energy of excitement, you create, and that excitement is infused with other people, and that excitement draws people into you. And that is something that is so important, because having the energy of other people being excited can actually add to your excitement and your choices. So that leads us to step stage number 4. So stage number 4 is choosing to share your idea with a confidant, someone who supports you no matter what. Now, I'm not talking about sharing it with maybe a parent who criticizes. Maybe a lot of parents, they're when they criticize us, it's because they're looking at trying to keep us safe, and they're worried about us failing or worrying about us putting our heart into something and then it not actualizing. So they oftentimes will discourage us, or, oh, have you thought about this, or have you thought about that? And then some other parents will be discouraging us because they actually have that energy with themselves. They didn't believe in themselves. They didn't believe in what they could create for themselves. So they did not know how to pass it on to us. If that's the case, please don't share it with those people. Please don't share it with your parents right now. Find someone who will believe in the possibility of that dream. If you don't have anybody in your life, I want you to pick up your phone. I want you to go to your computer right now. Send me an email, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. I want you to send me an email, and I want you to say in the subject line, my dream. You send that to me, and I will, back and forth. We'll go back and forth with emails every once in a while, and I will check in with you, and I will cheer you on. Absolutely. You can share your idea with me. And I want you to think about this. The first person that ever said, I really think it would be cool to jump out of a plane, right? What can you imagine the person that they said that to, what their response was like, right? Most people would be like, why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane? Why would you ever do that, right? Why would you climb to the top of a mountain where you could possibly die on the way there? Why would you ever get in a rocket ship that is going to take you out to the universe and may not return safely? Why would you ever put yourself out there for people to criticize, right? How many people have had somebody say something like that to them about one of their dreams? That is not the person that you want to be sharing your dreams with. You want to share your dreams with someone who is your cheerleader, somebody that absolutely will support you, and somebody that will be like, you know what? That sounds fantastic. That sounds amazing. Somebody that will get excited with you and be there to just have someone to share with. That is a very important role for someone to play in your life. Do you play that role in someone else's life? Do you play that role in your children's lives? Do you play that role in your best friend's life? Well, if you don't, you should be. We all need someone that is going to cheer us on, and someone that's going to be our confidant. That person is really the foundation from which we are first taking our big step out into the world. When we share our dream with someone else, they are saying, yes, I will be here. Step up. I got you. Step up. You want to share it with someone else, because when you have it in your mind, here's what's going to happen. When you just keep it in your mind and you don't share it with someone, you're going to go into doubt. Doubt is an energy that is in the world every single place. And if you've ever chosen something and then pulled out of it, doubt has been your partner. I'm absolutely sure. Doubt is a partner that's with all of us all of the time. How many of us go into doubt about, what if I do this? What if I do this? Oh my gosh, can I really succeed, right? We have these mantras going through our head day and night, and it's doubt. But when you have someone there who is your cheerleader and someone that believes in you, that person is going to say, no, Christine, no, I know you can do this. I have had people in my life that I knew I could go to them with my dreams, and I knew that they would be just as excited as I was. And it's because of those people believing in me and supporting my dreams that I'm here today. I am here today. I do that for my clients, whether my clients are still my clients today, or if we just keep in contact once in a while. I ask them, where are you at? What's going on with you in your business? How's that new job? What's happening for you? And I am that for those people because it lights me up when someone else fulfills their dreams. It contributes to me as well. It's a shared excitement that infuses for everyone, and that opens you up to receive even more possibilities. So that is number 4. Stage number 5 of choosing is choosing to purposely say yes to the choice. Now, I am going to explain this one a little bit more. When you are choosing, you've shared it with someone, now you are purposely saying yes. Okay, I am choosing this. I'm stepping into actualizing it. This is when you take it from a possibility and a conversation that you start to move into the actions with it, right? This is when you purposely are saying, yes, okay, I'm going forward with this. I am choosing it. I'm making it happen. I'm doing what it takes. I'm looking for the support. I'm putting things in place to actually make this occur. Maybe it's about, having someone in your life. Like lots of people say that they want to have somebody in their life, but they're not actually going and doing anything about connecting with people. They're not looking to interact with other people. So how can you have these things come into your world? How can you have relationships come into your world if you're not taking action? So that's that purposely saying yes. Yes, I'm saying yes to this choice again. I'm saying yes, and I'm going to move forward. I'm going to put things in place that is going to move me forward in my dreams. All right, we have got 2 more stages left, but before we get into those last stages, we're going to go for our last break of the show, my friends. Stick around. These last 2 choices are extremely important, all right? So you are listening to Inspired Choices. I'm your host, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for joining tonight. We're talking all about the 7 stages of choice. And I'm really curious. So far, we've gone through 5 of the stages of choice. And I'm curious for all of you listening live, how is this landing? Are you starting to understand the value of each of these stages? And if you do, or if you don't, can you see where maybe you didn't follow through with one of these stages? I'm very curious. I would love to hear from you. You can type it in the chat room, or you can actually send me an email, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Okay, Kim in the chat room says, absolutely. It's great to have it broken down. It brings clarity. Yeah, when you have things broken down, you can start to see where you have missed a step. Think of it like you're building a cake, right? You're baking a cake. If you don't have everything written down and you miss a step, the cake is not going to turn out as good as it possibly could. And that's what these stages are all about. Okay. So, oops, I got something in my eye. Hold on. All right. Maybe the universe is saying, right on, Christine. Bang on the eye or something. I don't know. Anyways, so let's move into step number 6. Now, step number 6 is often where people they'll get an idea and they'll jump to 6 and they'll miss these other stages in between. Step number 6 is choosing to take action with the choice. So step number 5 was choosing to purposely say yes to the choice and moving into the action, but it's not actually taking the action. So step number 6 is choosing to take action with the choice. This is the stage where we get nervous. This is the stage where doubt starts to get louder and louder. This is where we oftentimes will procrastinate or give up on believing in the possibility. This is the stage where we can actually give up on ourselves. And this is the stage where we really have to dig back into that dream. So when you're at this stage, if you start to feel the doubt seeping in, what I want to encourage you to do is go back through and examine each of these stages. And I want you to tap back in and spend a little bit of time, maybe in quiet thought, maybe in meditation, maybe when you're walking. Go back through these stages, and especially to the first stage where you started with that dream, the excitement and the energy that came into this. I've got a question in the chat room. Karen says, so is stage 5 deciding what the action could or will be? Step 5 is really, yes, it's about deciding, okay, this is the action that I need to take because I've already said yes to it. And you've started to think about what those steps are, and then you move into action. So step 6 is really the action stage, right? But you've got to keep saying yes to that choice. You've got to keep saying, yes, I'm choosing to take the action. I'm choosing to take the action. Now, step number 7, and this is such a big piece of it, and I can't believe we only have a few minutes left, but this is such an important piece. I want you to really listen into this one. Step number 7, stage number 7 is choosing to stay with your choice, choosing to believe in your choice, and choosing to support your choice. Support it. It is those stages where this is the stage where you're going along and you've said yes to writing a book. You've said yes to having your own show here on the Inspired Choices Network. You've said yes to building a business. You've said yes to creating something. You've said yes to public speaking. Whatever you've said yes to, and you've put things into place, and you keep saying yes. You keep staying with that choice. You say yes again to that choice, most especially in the stages of growth. As you lean into growing, it's not going to just stay at one level. You're going to grow. Everything changes. You've got to remember this. Everything changes. And as you change and things change, you've got to be willing to say yes to pivoting. You've got to be willing to say yes to supporting the choice and really looking at how else, what else, who else. This is the stage where a lot of people give up right before those dreams actually occur. I have a very cool poem called Don't Quit. And the last line, or one of the last lines, is, we usually quit right before we're about to hit the summit, right before we're about to score, right before that dream is to be completely actualized. Don't give up. Keep believing in yourself. Keep believing in your choices and being willing to say yes to your choice again and again and again, and know that the universe has your back. Go through these choices, look at these choices, examine them, and look at where you may be missing out on one or two of the steps, and maybe where you can choose to step in and engage more and more with your choices to really bring you to that place of total joy and excitement. My friends, it's not always an easy road, but it's really worthwhile when you have your own back and you keep moving in and saying yes to the dreams in your heart and saying yes to these choices again and again. Until next week, my friends, I want you to remember you can always make another choice. I would love to hear from you. And if you're looking for support, if you're looking to grow your business, send me an email, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. You can find me anywhere on your favorite podcast platform or your smart TV. Just look for Inspired Choices Network. Until next week, my friends, take really good care of yourself and be willing to have your own back as well. Bye for now. Mwah!
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.